My next guest spent years trying to make sense of why she felt different than the rest of her family, until one day she uncovered a secret her mother had been keeping from her for 19 years of her life.
My name is Melissa Guida Richards. I grew up in a very old-fashioned Italian and Portuguese household. My family was very close-knit and rooted in culture. I always felt like the odd man out, wondering why I looked different than my family. When I was a teenager, I started to question it a lot more. During break from college, I went home and I decided to go through some old paperwork in my dad's office. And I found my brother's original birth certificate. My parents had been hiding a huge secret from the both of us. Everything that I thought I knew was a lie.
Melissa Guida Richards joins us now from her home in Pennsylvania. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. As we just shared, you mentioned that you were looking around documents in your childhood home. At the time you came across that birth certificate, what did it say that struck you and surprised you?
In the package of papers, there was reference letters, and as I was reading it, there was one line that stood out, and it said, "Their adopted daughter, Melissa." And that's when things really hit me, and I realized, wow, we are both adopted, and we were adopted from Colombia.
At the time, so your family had talked about going on a vacation, as I understand, in Colombia, but never revealing this. I'm sure there are a lot of people watching right now who may have a similar experience. I can think of a couple of people I know personally who'd gone through some paperwork and made this discovery. So it's not unusual, but what did it reveal to you, or how did it make you feel even now?
At first, I was in shock, and a few hours later, like, the anger hit, and I was so furious. And not because my mom wasn't my mom. Like, that never really occurred, that my adoptive mom would be my mom. It was that they hid my identity. I grew up in a family where they really treasured their culture and where we came from. But then at the end of the day, they didn't treasure where I came from and my culture and my identity as a woman of color, as Latina, as mixed race.
And so as a result, you started to share your story, because I do, again, believe that this is the type of secret people might say, well, it's not that unusual. You know, people adopt children and they don't know how to handle it, and they think sometimes it's better that we bury this. And what you've done over the years since making this discovery